Future Bray Wyatt plans and a faction name could have been revealed. We'll get to it. Plus, multiple main roster stars are set to compete on next week's NXT, and a SmackDown star made a shock NXT appearance last night. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Everybody talking about Bray, baby.
Man. Oh man, I mean, are we sick of Bray yet, Tom, or are we still on the Bray
mate.
train? I don't know.
Angle failed. 2 out of 10.
No, I just
rubbish comeback.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just waiting to see what he does next.
Yeah, it wasn't rubbish, by the way. It was phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely, it was great. But we do have potentially more clues as to the actions of Bray and the whereabouts of Bray moving forwards.
So we thought maybe Monday Night Raw would be the home of Bray Wyatt. It seemed to lend itself to a Bray Wyatt return, but that's not going to be the case. PW Insider have confirmed going forward, Bray Wyatt is internally listed and slated for exclusively appearing on SmackDown. Now, this changes a lot of our potential ideas for what we thought was going to come from Bray.
Yeah, it does, especially because If you'd made me guess which brand he'd be on prior to this, I would have probably guessed Raw, because I just would have assumed they'd have kept him far away from Roman Reigns. I know they're unlikely to bring him straight in and go, "Oh, you've battered Roman and now he means nothing." They're not going to do that. No. But I thought they'd still try and keep him as far away from Roman as possible. Maybe they're trying to really appease Fox and put all their big names on Fox.
It could be a case of, it was a while ago, was it, where they said that like SmackDown is seen as like the #1 show for WWE nowadays. Compared to Raw.
Do you see that being the case? Because Raw's still an hour longer, and that to me makes it feel bigger.
Well, I think by virtue of having like Roman Reigns predominantly on SmackDown, I feel like it has that vibe to it.
True.
I feel that, Raw being 3 hours longer, it would surely suggest that maybe Raw was still the A show. You know, Michael Cole being WWE's kind of head of announcers being on SmackDown as well.
Yes.
Kind of lends itself to that. That's a tiny aspect of it. But
and
then Bray Wyatt going on there kind of suggests that, maybe this is the A show.
Well, that's according to PW Insider, but I think, you know what, I was going to ask you what you think is going to happen, but I have a hunch, Tom, that we'll have a pictures video going up at some point in the near future where we'll discuss what we think will happen with Bray Wyatt. So I won't ask you that right now.
Maybe tomorrow. Now, obviously, he's slated for SmackDown appearances. Now, what we've noticed in the past few weeks since Triple H properly took over is that the brand split has been very loose and fast.
Yeah.
Like there's you are kind of assigned a brand, but if you pop up on the other, like it's more of a big deal.
It's more of a vibe than a rule.
I like that.
Thank you.
It's more of a vibe than a rule,
as the kids say.
The WWE brand vibe.
Yeah.
I like it. We will see on the Blue Vibe on Friday, Roxanne Perez. Now, she's on SmackDown this Friday. Twitter user KD Trey was buzzing about this, saying my two favourites are on SmackDown, Roxanne and Bray Wyatt. Roxanne quote retweeted this, and this is why this is important. She said, "Maybe the Wyatt Six can help me with this Cora Jade situation."
Let's address the most basic possibility first from Roxanne Perez here. She could just be having a laugh, having a joke, just saying maybe a Wyatt Six can. But then people have read into this, and I have as well, because the wording's really curious. So what does she mean there then? Maybe the Wyatt Six.
The thing that I got from this was I wasn't like, for me, I didn't jump to Cora Jade for Wyatt faction confirmed.
Or Roxanne Perez. No, I wasn't thinking
Roxanne
that, no.
Perez confirmed. You know, that
No.
That. It was more the fact that I believe this is the first time that a main roster or WWE talent has named them the Wyatt Six. And we've kind of called them the Wyatt Six.
Because of the Twitter handle and everything, yeah.
But this is the first time that they've been referred to as the Wyatt Six. So that's their name.
And is Roxanne...
Officially?
Well, is Roxanne calling Bray Wyatt Six? Or is this referring potentially then, as we've got written down here, to maybe a faction for Bray Wyatt? I don't know, the Wyatt Six. Hark, who's that on the crest of the hill? It's the Wyatt Six. Do you know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that as their line as they arrive.
Yeah.
All you need now is a crest of a hill.
Yeah.
It might just be maybe an allusion to his Twitter handle, but it seems the way that it was worded seemed like that she was referring to the gang, the Wyatt Six.
And yesterday on the news as well, we did speculate that a couple of ex-Ring of Honor names who were backstage at Raw could
Vincent
be
and Dutch.
candidates as allies for Bray Wyatt, and maybe the Wyatt Six. This could all be misdirection, and we could. It's fun to wait and see, isn't it? It's fun to.
It is fun to wait and
speculate.
see, but it's also fun to dig deep and speculate, which is what we do. But why is Roxanne Perez on SmackDown anyway, Jack? She's not a SmackDown person. She's got an NXT vibe
What
about
are
her.
you doing here?
What are you doing here? That's mental.
She is. This is all part of her feud, her ongoing feud with Cora Jade, her former best friend, for about 3 weeks. I'm sure you said you had like yogurt or something in the fridge that lasted longer
I
than their
did
tag
indeed
team,
have a
yeah.
yogurt that lasted longer. It's now gone, you'll be pleased.
Oh,
to know.
yes, absolutely.
It had to go. It started growing a small colony.
Become sentient. Yeah. But this is because of the feud between Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez ahead of their match at Halloween Havoc. They both get to pick the other's poison. They get to choose the other's opponent. We saw a similar storyline in Impact recently with Masha Slamovich and Jordan Grace. They're doing this in NXT now. Cora's opponent for Roxanne's opponent for Cora will be from SmackDown. Cora's opponent for Roxanne will be from Raw. One of them will pick from one main roster brand, one will pick from the other main roster brand, which is why Roxanne Perez is going to be on SmackDown this Friday.
She's going to be scouting for who's going to face Cora Jade on her behalf
Yes.
on NXT on Tuesday. So I did a little bit of a compiling here of sort of who's available for whom. So for SmackDown, Roxanne could choose B-Fab, Lacey Evans, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Ronda Rousey, Shotzi, Sonya Deville, who's already competing, more on that in a bit, Xia Li, and Zelina Vega. Obviously,
Definitely just pick Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? You just would. For Raw, Cora Jade can pick Alexa Bliss, Asuka, any member of Damage Control, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Dana Brooke, Doudrop, Nikki ASH, Rhea Ripley, or Tamina. You
Now,
definitely pick Tamina.
Cora's got a bigger pool to choose from there.
Yeah, but Raw's 3 hours, so that's why there is the imbalance. Now, I mean, you have got the reason, like a big reason why they're doing this, why they've found this unique way to get main roster talent appearing on NXT in a kind of mystery way, is because NXT's up against Dynamite next week.
Oh yes, it is because of the baseball.
Because of the Rounders in America.
TBS airing some of the Rounders playoff.
Yeah.
So they've bumped Dynamite to Tuesday, I believe. It's Dynamite that's moving, not NXT. Dynamite want to have another go. They want the war back on once again.
Restart the war.
Yeah.
So you could just go flip around and find out and have Cora Jade choose Bianca Belair and Roxanne pick Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I mean, you
and just
could.
do the Raw Women's Champ versus the SmackDown Women's Champ.
You know what? I was thinking they'd find a storyline way to pick some maybe lower profile members of those respective rosters. But now that you've pointed out that they are going head to head with Dynamite, I actually wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
They just loaded the show full of big names.
Get the big beefy names in there. That's what you do.
And they said 2.0 NXT White and Gold.
White and gold. The final contestant in the North American Championship ladder match was confirmed on NXT last night. Nathan Fraser. Well done, Nathan Fraser. He beat Axiom in the third of their best of three, and he will go alongside Oro Mensah, Carmelo Hayes, Von Wagner, and Wesley to compete for the vacant NXT North American title. Who you got and why?
Oh, I don't know. I'll preemptively go for Wesley. I think I'll go for Wesley. I think it's between Wesley and Von Wagner, I don't think Carmelo Hayes will win because I feel like maybe there's grander designs for Carmelo Hayes in the near future. Surely he's got to go up to the main roster soon. He's really good at the wrestling.
He's very good at the wrestling, isn't he?
Who you got?
I was going to go with Wesley, actually.
No,
I feel like I like the idea of him being like seen as an underdog champion facing a lot of bigger opponents as the North American champion. I like that a lot. I think it's a great way to come out of the whole mess with his tag partner and kind of stalled his career
vacating
somewhat.
the belt and everything. Yeah. Then there was a vignette where he went to the beach and felt sad, and now he's back though. It's a redemption arc for Wesley.
It's the redemption arc nearly completed. Have you played as Wesley on 2K22?
No.
He's brilliant to play as.
Quick.
He's so much fun to play as.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very good.
Well done for that. One final little bit of SmackDown news. NXT news. We had a SmackDown vibe star turning up last night, didn't we, Jack?
We did, because first of all, a little bit of context. Last week, Alba Fire, formerly known, of course, as Kaylee Ray, up the Scotland, kidnapped Mandy Rose. She kind of beat up Toxic Attraction in the car park, then got in Mandy's car, and the car drove off. But she got in the right hand side, so you assume Mandy might have. I don't know if it was as cut and dry a kidnapping.
So
as
Mandy
you could.
kidnapped herself.
They kind of drove off together. I feel like Mandy wasn't there at the show for whatever reason, and they didn't show her actually on camera. But it was just like, "I'll get you, Mandy," and then she jumped in the car. So sorry. And then the car kind of drove off. Last night, after Alba Fire defeated JC Jane on NXT, she was attacked by a hooded figure from the crowd, and it was a familiar figure too, Mandy Rose, in fact.
It was Sonya Deville.
Oh, Fire and Desire.
Yeah, it was Sonya Deville who then teamed up with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane to hoy Alba Fire through the announce table.
Oh, dearie me.
They've had their differences, have Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, as Sonya Deville said backstage. They're still friends. And next week, Sonya Deville will face Alba Fire. Should be a fun match.
I think
Fire
that'll be a fun
and
match.
Desire.
It'll be nice. Hopefully, we'll see Sonya Deville in a match where it's not. We will get the old Sonya Deville, where it's not her going, "I'm a sneaky, cowardly authority figure," and hopefully she remembers like that she's got an ass-kicking background and she can actually do the matches.
I appreciate your callback to the episode of SmackDown that we talked about just the other week on the classic SmackDown review
was that?
with Matthew. I want the old Sonya Deville.
Yes.
Like from the Invasion when
Yeah,
Vince
yeah.
wanted the
Oh,
old
you're up to the
Stone
Invasion.
Cold.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Invasion, a watch along of WWF Invasion this Saturday.
Oh my word!
On the podcast feed for the classic SmackDown review.
Bloody hope the WWF win.
Oh, it's the biggest threat they've ever faced,
It is.
mate. It's the biggest threat they've ever faced. More wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe and love you, Vibe.